I mean, I tried to keep bands together. What can you do, you know? People want money, people want to be paid. Fair enough. I didn't have the cash to do it. So, c'est la vie to some, you know, very interesting musical situations there. But, you know, I'm the kind of fella, I don't sit around feeling sorry for myself and thinking we're doomed. I'll go on to the next project with a different bunch of people and see what we can get out of that. No self-pity in me, not ever. And I think that that's the key to continuity here. How many bands do you know that run off into drug worlds? I mean, just about a lot of them, really. You know, and none of them have bothered to learn from me. Drugs are recreational. And I like recreation, but I do not confuse it with work. but getting drugs is hard work.
In fact, I think you're quoted as saying that you took heroin about 4 times and hated it.
You're absolutely vile and pointless. But that was around the time of the Heartbreakers.
That's right.
Were visiting, and they were desperate to look for and find it. And because I'm always getting head colds and stuff, and sometimes I make this illness up because it's very, very good to be ill. And I do like a good bottle of night nurse. But in them days, or 2, there was a thing called Dr. Collis Brown, which I did not know was practically opium. And of course, they just loved me for passing that one on to them. I'm very generous that way with medicine. And then they banned it shortly afterwards. And I really absolutely think, because it was around exactly the same time the Heartbreakers and all them American bands started touring, that Dr. Collis Brown, the bottles were vanishing off shelves at an alarming rate.
And no one had a cold.
And there was an instant ban, and I was furious. They took away my one innocent pleasure.
So what made you take heroin in the first place?
Heroin is different, alright? I did that because I wanted to know what these chaps were up to and what they were finding out in that, with their dirty spoons and their brown liquids and their lemon slices and the whole procedure, which you could relate to, I don't know, a Jippo version of the Japanese tea ceremony. And for what results? Like, success. So foolish. And the only things I like, are things that keep me alert and awake. And I've got serious reasons for that. It's, you know, when I was young, that meningitis thing and losing your memory, you don't ever want to go back into that condition ever again. So in them days, things that kept me wide awake were absolutely vital to me. Let me finish. To this day, I'm still frightened to go to sleep at night in case I don't wake up the same person. That's a real fear in me. And I think it's in there in the songs all the time. You know, so I'm permanently tense and agitated, and I find that the most enjoyable place to be. That's me.
Because I remember you telling me that because it's affected your memory, and because you couldn't remember your mum and dad that well, it was like you found solace in getting pissed all the time.
No. Come on, I was only 7.
No, I'm talking about when you were 8.
They weren't that forward. But I was forward in any way.
But can you remember your mum?
It took me really seriously 4 years for all those things to come back. And when they did, the guilt trip just hits you so bad. How can you forget your own parents? You know, and you've been living with them for 3 years after you've been rejected from the hospital, and you don't know why you're here, you don't know who they are, and you don't even know yourself. and you're sent to a school that absolutely hates you, right? And has the audacity to call you dummy dum-dum because of an illness that's not your own fault. Alright, thank you, Catholic Church. I'll never forget the evil that those fuckers planted on me. Alright? No. And blessings be upon me, as dummy dum-dum as I was. I knew damn well not to know how to sing properly. No priest was going to get near me. As much as the other kids thought I was foolish, they were still going to share that information of who to avoid. And so there it is. So to these days, what can the conclusion of that be? Yeah, Bono, what the fuck are you doing kissing that fucking Pope's hand? Do you not know where it's been? Or maybe he does.
But do you think if you hadn't been shot down like that with the illness at that age, you would have done what you've done? Is it made you?
It made me though, didn't it?
That's what I mean.
And frankly, it gave me a second opportunity at life. I could have been just as dumb as everybody else, I suppose, but that dummy dum-dum forever and not known the difference. I mean, that was a serious kick up the arse that Mother Nature gave me. You know? There's no possibility of me saying thank you, God, because, you know, that fucker's going to get a hammering from me if I ever run into him.
But in a way, has it been to your advantage?
I think everything in life works to your advantage if you play it right. Lay off the self-pity. Just stop that fucking nonsense. Because there ain't no one out there who's going to help a whinging, whiny fucking turd.
Like who? Name names.
Oh, let's see. Did anybody watch that fiasco? The whole Brexit thing is a farce. We know this, right? We don't know what we're voting for, except we really do secretly, right? But that wasn't what that agenda was about. But for me, the highlight was no door for horse on one barge going down the Thames, and an Irishman coming up the other, arguing over who we as British people should vote for. And for what? And for what? Did anybody see it? Or was I the only one? None of you watched it. Fucking magnificent TV. It should be repeated endlessly. It reminded me very much of does anyone remember the show Spitting Image? Yeah. Wow, that was it. Full on. Only with real humans. Fantastic. Fucking world we live in. Don't trust no politician. Not fucking ever.
Are you still the same man you were at 20 when I first met you?
From Labour MPs or Prime Ministers shaking hands with Oasis. The whole thing makes me fucking sick. Fucking enemies. Enemies. The whole lot of them.
Do you vote whenever it's time?
I don't vote here no more. I picked up first an Irish passport, then an American. Maybe I'll go back in and reopen my British one. I could cause trouble in 3 countries all the same time.
You've got 3 What are you most proud of?
Well, I was driven out of England. Let's be fucking honest. I mean, how many police raids can you take before you go, thank you, enough officer, it weren't me what did it, but you don't appear to be listening.
Yeah, but being the Irish, you've got an Irish, a British, and an American.
Yeah, but I never viewed myself as Irish up until that point. I thought, well, if they're not going to fucking accept me here, the country I've been brought up in, bollocks, I'll try being a paddy. That lasted all of what? 6.5 hours before I found myself in jail in Dublin for attacking 2 police officers' fists with me face. Oh, the jammy going on. And I'm expected to take the world serious.
But you said to me once that having an inferiority complex makes you.
An inferiority complex is not a bad thing at all.
Why?
Why should it not be? I mean, let's face it, we all are. We can't all be fucking perfect. I don't know anyone that is. There's something wrong with all of us. Once you recognise what that is, you can work on it and make yourself better. Right? Otherwise, you're back into self-pity and ignoring the real issue.
So you still have an inferiority complex?
No, I'm nearly perfect. Or to quote Grace Jones, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for you. There are pearls of wisdom in pop music. They're just fantastic. See, I quote Grace Jones here. I mean, these records really mattered to me. When I hear them one-liners, I go, you know, they're hitting on something really important. And pop music does that ever so much better than intellectualism. You know, from the likes of, you know, poor old Keith Emerson died, but bands like that don't do me no favours. Well, yes, the pomposity of it. No, yes, I say no.
God, I've seen you at 20 and seeing you now. You haven't changed, you know. You're still talking.
Well, why would I? No.
I've never heard, when I interviewed you, I'd never heard anyone speak like you.
Listen to what my dad and dad taught me. They taught me a sense of values, right? And not morals. Because I realised at an early age that morals has a religious implication. And I ain't suffering that. No. So I have values. And I have to believe in what I say, and I study what I do. And thereby, I mean what I say. And that, for me, the cycle of truth matters. Don't be telling lies or perpetrating falsehoods just to suit your career or your current aspect. Tell it like it is. It's the hardest thing to do. But once you start, it actually is the easiest. It's a great feeling to wake up in the morning and not have to worry about the first thing that comes out of your mouth, which is usually vomit. Night nurse! It's an old Gregory Isaacs song.
I mean, do you still get pissed a lot, don't you?
No, I'm laughing at it. But when I want to hammer and tong it, I will.
I know, I've been with you when you have.
I will, but I never do that before a gig. I never do it during. But I do like the days off on the tour where I can really let rip. Yes, seepage too. Guinness can do this to you. But they never put that in the advert. See? And I'm looking for a Guinness sponsorship. Up close and personal.
So, funny enough, talking about Guinness sponsorship, the old, the butter ad.
Fantastic. I've been accused of selling that. Yes, of course I did. I'm a fucking flogged British butter up down the country. Because I fucking actually eat it. You might know this to be true. I am a man of my word, and if I'm going to promote the product, I'm going to over-promote it. And do it well. The amazing thing about that was...
Sales went up 87%.
They're the only people that actually fucking supported me at the time. Right? There I am in this music industry full of shit and lies. You know, and wanting to put me in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that fucking nonsense. And it's people going, you know, Would you like to have a laugh? Have you ever thought of mixing anarchy with butter? Wow. Fucking hell. That could raise an eyebrow, I'll tell you. And you know, it worked. They said, look, we've got a script, but we know you're going to ignore it. There's a field, there's some cows in it, see what you come up with. And suddenly, the British farming industry is skyrocketing through the roof, back to where it should always have been. I'm not only backing Britain, I'm backing it up.
You came here for a lot of stick for doing that. I mean, from, you know...
I get stick for doing anything, you know that.
Yeah.
First one out of the rushes is always going to be the one blamed and hated, but copied. And there's the trouble with life. A lot of people want to live in my shadows, but they'd like to kill me because they want to be my shadow. But that's all you're ever going to be, is my fucking shadow. You've got the opportunity to be yourself, but if you think you can out-rotten rotten, don't fucking bother. There's only room for one.
You've lived a lifetime like this. Would you say you've lived a lifetime always looking over your shoulder because of who you are?
Oh, not with this sore neck.
That's age for you, arthritis. You know what I mean?
No, there's a lot of hate that comes with this, and I never expected it to be hate, and mostly it is, and it's from the areas that I least expected it. I mean, the early punks really turning on me in that way. There's no point to that. Fucking hell, I opened the door. You know, and I kept it open, and you fuckers closed it on me, and telling me I'm the sellout. It's you cunts that fucking think you're Johnny Rotten that are the sellout. You should be your own selves. I'm me, that's all I can do in this life, is present to you the life that I've been given, by whatever means possible I'm clinging to it, and telling my story truthfully. Don't think you can pick up on that, imitate it, and destroy the original. The blueprints are safe.
You know, I've interviewed you about 5 or 6 times over the years, and every time you're kind of different. Yeah, well, you're getting older, obviously, but are you... Do you... John, you don't look a day older than when I first interviewed you. Cruel.
The older we get, it's like a fine wine, you mature with age.
Is that the same with the way you think? Is that the same with the way you think? And have you mellowed out, or have you got even more radical?
No, you don't mellow out. That's absolutely not fucking true. You should get harder and sterner, because the more cruelty you see in the world, the more things you want to do to stop that. The more empathy you have with victims, the disenfranchised, you get harder, sterner, fiercer. And that is Mr. Rotten, aka Johnny Ride, as they call me. You never surrender, ever, never, ever, 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 until the day you have to face your own death. And, well, you know, I've got some heroes about that, facing death. I've said this before, and I absolutely do admire. There's many things I don't admire about Oscar Wilde's lifestyle, but the way he faced death to me was the most fucking brilliant thing. There he is, he's dying in France, and he looks up and he goes, that wallpaper is hideous, one of us has to go. How can you not love a load of faces, that ultimate challenge, with a joke? And how rewarding is that? If you think about it a bit deeper, how rewarding is that to us who have to continue our lives, right? To know that you could be that brave when your time comes. Really, please, thank you, Oscar.
John, tell us how the public image is wrong. Tell us about the film. I know it's...
what film is that?
How did it come about?
I can't tell you about it. You have to see it for yourself.
How many people have seen it here, by the way? Are there? Yeah?
About 3. That's all right.
Well, why should they see it? Sell it.
What? You make your own decisions in life. It's a fun piece of filming. It's done unlike most things. It's not contrived. It was a group of people that wanted to film us for any reason known to mankind when we first restarted Peel, and it just shape-shifted into other things, and it became a documentary then. And that's what it is now, and it's us really just basically trying to tell you the truth in the most blatant, honest way possible. And it turns out to be highly hilarious, because, as I always say, I think the best truth in life is done in humour. That's the ultimate wisdom. It's like as the Irish say, you cry at a wedding and you laugh at a funeral. And that, if you really think about that, that's very, very intelligent, perceptive thinking. Please go home and think on this.
So you advise everyone to see it, obviously. I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but I hear it's a bit...
You will make your own decision. I'd love you all to see it, but I ain't fucking paying.
Do you know, I was looking at some notes of yours, and
there's everything in it you need to know. If you don't want to know, don't bother. And this is the tragedy of the modern world we now live in. People are not interested in genuine information anymore. We're now looking at gossip on the internet, the information highway. There's no information to be gleaned off the internet anymore. You know this. It's innuendo and lies and fake fucking rubbish. Avoid that. Go directly to the source, and a documentary like that is the source. Right? That's it. We do the best we can in life. We offer you the truth. Now, if you're prepared to accept it, that's fine. If you're prepared to avoid it, that's not really very fine of you at all. Because it means you're negating your responsibility to the rest of us that really do care about the world we live in.
Pissed off when people start, I've seen things on the net from new films talking about Brexit and talking about...
The only thing I watch on the internet is porn. And I'm now finding that Sky has censored me. Yes, I go away for a year, I come back, and they're telling me I have to prove I'm over 18. Not only that, but I have to also prove that I can gamble. Oh, that's the angle, isn't it? Right? Yeah, to sneak a bit of porn in, you have to ask, can you go on the gambling network? Well, fucking hell, it's a gamble to dangle. How can you put up with this country? How can any of you anymore?
Could you never see yourself living in...
nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't smoke in a pub. Wow, fucking hell, alcohol's great for you then. Which obviously means that they're going to be banning that next. So it's O'Doul's for life.
Could you never see yourself living here again?
Non-alcoholic Irish beer.
Could you never see yourself living here again? Are you quite happy?
I've never run in my life. Living here, you mean?
Not in Blackpool, I mean.
Yeah, well, I come back once a year. I've got family here, I've got all the connections, all right? It's just, as a permanent lifestyle, no, because too many of you cop out, and I don't mean any of you personally, but I mean Britain as a whole. You've become a nation of really feeble fucking wankers. You really are.
What?
This country used to be hard. This place frightened Hitler. What you fucking up to now?
So you think, really, what makes you think that?
Silence.
But you're getting sort of renowned for having sort of kind of radical views now.
That's not radical.
But you always were.
That is not radical. This is an independent nation. It is an island nation. It is a nation of immigrants. And we are proud of ourselves, or should be. And we should take fucking rules from no one but ourselves. I don't need Belgium to tell me what size bus I need to sit on.
So you still have great pride in this country, don't you?
Great pride, yes. Yes, this is substantive to me, Britain. This is my culture. You're my peoples, and I love you, and I always will. And I will never lie to you. Ever.
And that's the truth. I've interviewed you on a few occasions, and you've never told a lie to me.
I just don't know how. I'm too stupid.
It's the truth drive I injected you before.
One of those secretly backward children.
Here's an interesting fact about John. He used to like, his favourite TV programme was Crossroads.
Oh, God, yeah.
He wanted to roll in.
Oh, no, you have to be really old for that one. It was bizarre.
Then he got the role.
It's just one of them TV soap operas where it was so bad it had no plot at all.
Because I remember interviewing you for Flexipop, my old magazine. We did a working week, and you said that Crossroads was your favourite.
Practicing jazz.
It's great because I've interviewed you like once every 10 years or something over the last 40 years. And I know, it's amazing. And he still doesn't remember me. I went all the way to fucking LA to see him, to do it for the interview for the book. And I said, John, and he said, look, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. And he said, I must have met a million people in my life.
Remember who? That's just too much, isn't it? How many people do you think I need?
I know. Well, you said about a million.
Give me sound like a Tory MP. Yes, I know you, you fool. Hell.
What are you doing there?
Just, you know when you've been ragged on.
But we had well, then you remember that day?
I'm the Johnny, and unfortunately I do have a very good memory. Except, and I'll be honest about this, on stage, I tend to forget the song in the middle of it. I can't help it. That's why I have the lyrics stand. I get so carried away in the emotion of what it's all about that the words don't seem to matter at a certain point. And you know what? They fucking do. I mean, that's a dilemma. And that's as honest as I can ever tell it to you. I mean, and I want you to know that, and I want you to empathise with me, but at the same time, have a bloody good laugh at me falling apart. It's very stressful on stage. It really is. There's so many issues being thrown at you all the time, and for me, I love eye contact with the audience. Right? I really do. I like an audience brightly lit. And that's how I know that the emotions are getting to where they should be, and that those feelings are feeding back into us as a band. That's where we're at our happiest, right? That's when it becomes trance-like, and the whole thing then becomes, as I've said many times, a church without religion. That's music at its finest point for me. It becomes beyond music. It's that empathy and that sense of integrity as human beings that we can share with each other. That's the most fantastic feeling, but it's also very complicated. Because from time to time, just as an aside, I mean, I can spot you out there already. Right? Some of the followers that come to all the gigs, you always insist on sitting in the front row in the same seat. Don't you think that's fucking distracting? And that's no dig, but really, you know, mix it up and move about a bit, you know? You know, otherwise I think like, I've got some kind of systemic brain disorder.
When was the last time you went to church? There wasn't a wedding or a funeral?
Oh no, no, it was a couple of months ago. It was a wedding. My brother's daughter got married in Cork in County Gallifrey. It was a lovely wedding, fantastic. 3 days of the shits.
Do you regret not having any children, John?
Well, we lost one, and that ended everything.
Yeah.
That was abysmally sad. That, you know, miscarriages are, and you get on with it. You know, you just have to deal with that. I mean, look, life is full of issues, permanent issues.
Well,
I've just had one brother recover from cancer, but we're always watching that he might come back, and then another brother's picked it up, and then an ex-man who's a good friend of mine, Keith Burton, he's now got cancer, and my wife's seriously ill at the moment with the death of Ariana of the Slits. That was her daughter. She's never really fully recovered, and it's creating all manner of really, really sad mental issues. And we're doing all this on tour, trying to record an album, do gigs, and talk to... What was your name again? So life is not easy, but there's no self-pity in that. These are the cards you're dealt with all the time. I think of myself as incredibly lucky, because I bet there's a good 70% of you out there that have it a hell of a lot worse. No.
They're all rich fuckers here.
This has been a most successful afternoon. You lucky millionaires. Are you all related to Ken Dodd?
You used to put it down, Ken. It's a lot of little diddy men running about. So, I think the thing, in 2002 you were named amongst the 100 greatest Brits.
What was the official title of that?
It was, I think.
Icons, legends of heroes.
100 greatest
I'm
Britons.
just reminding him.
It was 100 greatest Britons. That's what it was called.
All right, who was I between?
It was
Churchill, Nelson, right?
Yeah, and Ken Dodd.
That's not bad book.